morning, grade 10. This is Omar, and this morning I'm joined with Mr. Anthony. Good morning, Mr. Anthony.
Good morning, grade 10. Nice to be here this morning.
Good morning.
So, Mr. Anthony, we're going to continue to discuss worksheet 13.1, the study notes version. We're joined by Abdullah Al-Garni, right? We have just been joined by Abdullah Al-Garni. Is there anybody else?
No.
Okay. So hopefully we'll be joined by more people soon, inshallah. All right, gentlemen. So we stopped here yesterday, and we said that there is a kind of expert who has been talking to Goodall about the American burying beetle, and we talked about the author's use of language, especially to be more specific, we talked about the word animated. And this is, of course, as we discussed yesterday, this is good use of imagery here. Any idea what imagery is? When we discuss imagery in literature, boys, what do we mean? What do we mean by the word imagery in literature? Ahmed Habibi? Boys, I'd like to remind you that with your participation, even if you ask a question, you will be appreciated for that, and you will be rewarded for that. All right, Abdullah Al-Anazi, what does the word imagery, when we are speaking about literature or imagery is the literature, mean?
What is the word?
Imagery.
Imagery?
Imagery, yeah. This word, the highlighted one here. I'm gonna. Yeah. This word, Abdullah.
Yes.
Can you see it? Is
Yes,
there anyone here who is using his mobile phone?
Me. Yes, me.
Can you see clearly, Mazen?
Yes.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's continue. Imagery, what do we mean by imagery? So it sounds like how about you, Abdullah Al-Garni? Any idea what
Yes.
imagery in literature means?
I don't know by English word, but it
Yes.
is tashbih.
Yes, simile. Simile is tashbih is like simile, Abdullah, but it's we are not talking about this right now. All right.
Like using images to.
Yes, but normally I'd like to welcome Abdullah Al-Hidayti. Good morning, Abdullah, love.
I saw Mr. Amma joined it.
It's okay, love. At least you joined. Sorry, Abdullah. I was asking the lads about the meaning of imagery in literature. Any idea, Abdullah? All right.
Mr. It's like
yes, Ahmed. Yes, Abdullah. Sorry.
It's like tashbih or majaz.
I wouldn't say that. Okay. Yeah, because this is called simile, and the metaphor is figurative language, but imagery is one type of figurative language, isn't it, Mr. Anthony?
Definitely, yes. It gives the reader it's a clear picture. It gives the reader a clear image or picture of what might be happening. So you get a clear sense of you can relate to what the reader is explaining with the word animated, because it sort of makes you see the actions that maybe this man is providing.
Yeah. So I would say, yes, that's absolutely right, Mr. Anthony. So I would say imagery, let's see, there's a video here. It's 1.5 minutes. So let's, can we watch this video quickly, Mr. Anthony?
That sounds great.
Okay. So is the sound clear for everyone?
We have
Yes.
5 senses. Writers often appeal to these senses to bring their stories to the reader's imagination. For example, what sense is the author appealing to in this sentence? The author is appealing to the sense of taste. What other senses might a writer appeal to? Can you envision this moment? This is because its writer is appealing to the sense of sight. Can you hear it? This is because its writer uses words that suggest sounds. Writers also can suggest the sense of touch. Finally, writers can appeal to the sense of smell. All of these examples use imagery. Imagery appears when a writer appeals to the 5 senses. Imagery helps bring the passage to the reader's imagination. Which senses does this sentence appeal to?
Okay, gentlemen, I think this is a very short video and it's a very good one too. So everyone, do you now understand the meaning of imagery in literature?
Yes.
Yeah, what is
Yes.
it again? I wrote it here. So what is it again?
The use of language that addresses the senses.
Very good. So which sense does the word animated make you, appeal to? Which sense does the word animated appeal to?
There's five senses. So one
Yeah.
of those senses will
Mhm.
be a type of imagery. So which one do you guys think would be?
When somebody
and
gets
if that-
animated, when I say, oh, Omar or Anthony was animated when we was talking about, for example, the valuable participation of 10th graders. Which sense does it appeal to?
Like
What does it make you
Take a guess.
envision?
Mhm.
I choose one of the sense, Mr.
Yeah,
Yes.
choose
Yes.
one, of course.
It's not that hard, boys. Mazen?
Yes.
Yeah, which sense does this word appeal to or address? When I say Mazen, do you remember the meaning of the word animated?
Yes, we took it yesterday.
Yeah, if somebody gets animated while speaking, how does he look like?
Exciting and like this.
Very good, and he moves, right?
Yes.
And what sense do you use to move? Do you use to sense the movement? What sense do you
Touch.
use to sense movement? Touch? Sure. Come on, boys. I didn't know that it's that hard. Abdullah Hadithi? What sense do you use to watch somebody watch? Actually,
Yes,
I said it.
Mr.
Watch. Watch.
Mhm.
Come on, boys. So it's the sense of sight, right?
Yes.
Like a ru'ya. You see him. You see a person, right? So how did you know that this person is excited? By simply seeing him in this kind of animated position, right, boys? So
Yes.
here I think there is a good use of imagery here, or good use, sorry, of imagery here. What do we mean by imagery? The use of language, okay, that address or appeals to the video used this good word, I like it, or appeals to the senses. All right, boys. So yeah. And this is, of course, to show, what does it show here? It shows how excited this person, Lou, is when speaking about the Beatles. from this, yeah, if we are literally speaking, Anthony, it again, it can the author's description and the sayings and actions can tell us about the people in a literary work. So although this is not a kind of a fictional work, but it can still tell us, this description can still tell us something about Lou's character.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
So what does this paragraph, or this very little paragraph, small paragraph, tell us about Lou's character from what we have read so far? I'm sorry, boys, but we are trying to dig deep so that we can develop our literary skills. All right. So, yeah.
So should we
Yes.
ask? Who
Yes.
should we ask? Mazen, what do you think about this character? If he's increasingly animated,
Yeah. When he's, yeah.
what do you feel as a reader? Do you feel like
this is one of those people who hates, like other people who hates insects, for example? Is he one
What's
of
the
those?
question again?
Is he one of those people who hate insects and are phobic when it comes to insects?
Yes, maybe.
Really? Okay. Thank you for your participation, Mazen. But wait until we ask Ahmed Al-Anizi. Do you agree with Mazen, Ahmed Al-Anizi? Do you think Lou is one of those people who hate insects? Hello, Ahmed. I wonder why it takes you so long to respond, Ahmed. I think you are away from your device, man. All right, let's move on to, he's gonna be like, yes, mister, yes. Okay, let's move on to Abdullah Al-Hudaythi. Abdullah Al-Hudaythi, do you agree with Mazen?
Mr. What was the question? Sorry.
Mr. Anthony, Abdullah doesn't know about the
I'll
question.
explain. Abdullah,
Yeah, can you explain
please,
it more?
please, guys, we need to pay attention to the questions. The question is, do you think that this person
Lou.
enjoys
Yeah.
Lou? How do you think he feels about creepy crawlies and bugs?
Yeah.
Do you think that he's against them, or do you think he likes them? What do you think?
Yeah.
Mister, I think he didn't like insects.
This is Abdullah Al-Garni.
You think he doesn't like insects?
So you
He
agree
does
with
like
Mazen,
insects.
Abdullah Al-Garni?
Yes.
Mr.
Okay.
Can I
Change your answer?
Can I change? Yes.
Yes, of course.
While we talked to Leo, he became animated because he loved the insects.
Yes,
Perfect.
I love you.
Great.
Man. Very good. So, like I was saying, I was trying to explain, Mr. Anthony. Although this is not a literary work, but it uses a kind of anecdotal pattern here. So, Mr. Anthony, how do we know, in your opinion, if an author would like to tell us something about the character? How do we know about a character in a work?
Well, they might give us clues to a description of the person, or they might give clues about what the person enjoys.
Yeah. So we can say that for example, if it is a fictional story, we know about the character from it's like sorry guys, I'd like to pin this here so that it doesn't bother me anymore. So from what the character, from their sayings, the character, actions, sayings, and also author, or even narrator, or the narrators, because some authors, Mr. Anthony, choose to give us an insight inside the character's mind, narrator's, author or narrator's description. All right, so and some author needs leave it to us so that we can make our judgments about the character from what the characters say. And sometimes, sorry guys, I also forgot. Also, and other characters from other characters and from others from other characters from other characters. Sometimes the author use the other characters to tell us some information about a character, right? Right, Mr. Anthony?
Of course.
So
Yes.
here from Godal's description here, because she is the author and she is also the narrator in this text. From Godal's description, we learn something about Lua, that he is a big fan of insects. That's why he got so animated, or so, in this context, so excited. Can we say excited here, Mr. Anthony?
Yeah, excited, passionate. There's lots of terms you could use.
Yes, yes, he's so excited about insects. Okay, what did, and this is quotation marks. And what do the quotation marks signal to us, Mr. Anthony?
They signal that someone is speaking.
And these are the actual words that he said. All right?
Yes.
So what did he say? Who's speaking here in this case? Lu. All right. Who's next on the list? I think Abdullah Hidathi. Abdullah, can you read for us what Lu said? Hello, Abdullah.
Yes, Mister.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I read, Mister.
Yeah. Can you read for us what Lu said?
Okay. Somebody needs to be out there saving these series. But I can't pronounce
Critters.
these critters.
What are critters in this context? The burying beetles, right? He's speaking about, or he is alluding to, the burying beetles. Yes, very good. Okay, so we said that we learn about a character from what a character say, or what they say, right, boys? So from what Lu says, have we confirmed our previous thought about the character, or we can change our minds based on what he said to us? When he says somebody needs to be out there saving these critters, is he for or against
No, for.
the burying beetles? So does the quotation confirm our previous thinking, our thoughts about the character here?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Very good, boys. So two things told us about Lu here: his sayings and how Godal described him to us. Right, Mr. Anthony? Would you like to add anything?
Yes, definitely. No, you can see that we can see from our sight sense, from him being animated, increasingly animated, and also from what he says directly from his mouth. So we can now clearly assume that he loves creepy crawlers.
And he's trying, trying to protect them.
Insects, yes.
And to be more specific, he's referring to the burying beetles, right? Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So I think we have just been joined by Mr. Muhammad Al-Rafa. Good morning, Muhammad Habibi.
Good morning.
Good morning, love.
Morning,
can somebody summarize? Can somebody summarize what we discussed so that Muhammad Al-Rafa can catch up with us?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Yes, we said that Leo is a big fan for the insects because he got animated when they talk about the insects.
Yeah.
And when we saw what he said,
yeah,
we see that it's supporting that what we knew about.
So how do you as a reader learn about a character, Mazen? Can you tell Muhammad Rafa?
Yes, from his actions or his sayings, and author or the narrator's description, and from other characters.
Very good. And how did we know about Lu here?
By sayings.
And
author description.
very good. I love you, Mazen. I love you. Very good. Excellent. Do you understand, Mr. Muhammad Rafa?
Yes, thank you, Mazen.
And we also talked about the word animated, and we talked about the author's use of language here, and this animated put imagery to a very good use here. And what do we mean by imagery, Hamoudi?
I think imagery means the use of language
Very good.
that addresses or appeals to the senses.
I love you. I love you. So does this word appeal to the senses?
Yes.
Any of the senses, sorry? Which sense does it appeal to?
I think the eye, seeing.
Yes, very good. The sight. I love you,
Yes.
Hamoudi. I'm putting my hand together for you, man. Where have you been all this time?
Okay.
you could have saved us a lot of time, man. Okay, thank you for joining anyway. All right. Yeah. So who's next on our list? I think we should give a chance to Muhammad Rafa as he just joined. Sorry, Muhammad, I have to put a note here. You joined a bit late at 10:10, right?
Yes.
It's okay, but your participation is most valuable.
Thank you.
Okay, and guess what, Mr. Anthony? Muhammad is a high scorer, and he's one of the best students in the class, and he is joining the class only to, I don't know how to say it. The main purpose is not, he's not after marks or anything. He's only after education.
He's just
Yeah.
it's awesome. Thank you so much for
your
continuing.
time. It's amazing what you are telling us, learning.
No love.
This-
We should
thank
we should thank you for the happiness you bring to us. Wallah, you bring us. Actually, you help us overcome this difficult time. So because by working, you kind of forget about the evils that are around us in this world. And Mr. Anto was planning, and inshallah, he's going to be joining us from Australia next week. Hopefully.
Of course, yes.
Mr.
When I'm in
Anthony.
isolation, I will be
Yeah.
joining.
Yeah, it's okay.
Of course. Yes.
Although this is like volunteer, kind of volunteering, but his participation is
Yeah.
most valued. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. So let's dig deeper in literature here, or in the reading comprehension here. So can you continue reading for us, Mr. Muhammad Rafa?
Yes. And that is just what he is doing.
Yeah.
Let me share
Aha.
some.
Hold on a minute, please. So he said that somebody needs to save the critters, right? And Godal commented on that saying, and that's just what, or that's just here means exactly, Mr. Anthony. Can we say just here can mean exactly?
Exactly.
This context?
That's
Yeah.
exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very good. And that's exactly what he is doing. What is it that he is doing?
He is saving these critters.
Very good. He's trying to save the burying beetles. Very good. Let me share. Yeah, who is speaking here? And this is first person point of view. So the narrator is also the author, right? So she's using the first person pronouns here, right? So let me what? Yes, Muhammad.
Let me share some of what I learned from him about these remarkable beetles.
Yes.
Most people have no idea of how fascinating they are. Certainly, I hadn't.
Before what? She hadn't
Known how fascinating.
how fascinating these creatures are until she met what? She met who?
She met Lou.
And Lou is a kind of expert here.
Perfect.
He is a guy. Yeah, he's a guy who knows what he is talking about, right? Okay. So let's share Godal. By the way, there is a documentary about Godal which will be on National Geographic Abu Dhabi on Wednesday, and I really recommend that everybody go and watch this documentary.
Hopefully.
It's it's produced by National Geographic. Yeah, and it's in Arabic. It's in Arabic because it's on National Geographic Abu Dhabi, and you can watch it on the English National Geographic Channel, of course. Anyway, so let's continue. Let's continue with my dear boy Abdullah Al-Inazi. Aboudi Habibi, thank you, Muhammad. I'm going to get back to you in a minute. Abdullah Al-Inazi, can you read for us what information Godal learned from Lou about the burying insects, the burying beetles, sorry?
Of course. The American burying beetle is the largest number of its genus in the North America.
Yeah.
It is sometimes called the giant carrion beetle.
Yes, very good. The giant carrion beetles. That's what it is called in North America. All right. So why do you think, from the name here and also the burying beetle, we learn sometimes we could refer to them as burying beetle, and here we call them carrion beetles. Is it carrion, Mr. Anthony?
Yeah, carrion. Yeah, carrion.
All right.
Mhm.
So what does the word carrion mean?
It's difficult. We might have to look that one.
Flesh, the flesh of dead bodies, flesh or something like that, flesh of dead bodies. Is it right, Mr. Anthony?
I think so. Let me just have a quick little look.
Yeah, all right. So let's go, for example, to Cambridge Dictionary.
Yeah, decaying flesh. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Decaying flesh of dead
Decaying
animals.
flesh, yeah, or the decaying flesh. Okay, that's a very good definition, Mr. Anthony. Thank you. So it's even better than flesh of the dead body. So let's say decay. Do you know what decaying mean?
What?
Do you know what decaying mean?
Do you,
Decay. Don't you study biology, boys? Or science? Come on. Okay, so actually,
what happens, guys? What happens to animals when they're left on the road?
Yeah, when
What happens to them?
when it is dead, a dead body of an animal. What happens to it when it is left for some days?
Yes.
it's going. It's
Yeah, very good. The body
It's
decays. Yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly the word. I love you, Aboudi. I love you. That's exactly the word. So it's like it means يتحلل in Arabic, Mr. Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, that's absolutely right. So from its name here, sometimes we refer to it as burying, and here we call it like carrion beetle. What do you think does this actually insect does? From its name, from the name that's given to it, carrion beetle or burying beetle?
Yes, that's yeah, eating or like facilitate the dead bodies.
Very good, very good. So, and do you remember in the very first paragraph of the selection, when we talked about the benefits of or the good jobs that insects do to our environment?
Yes.
One of the job is maintaining the environment, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
one of the jobs is cleaning the environment, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Based on the names that are given to the burying beetles, can we say that these burying beetles or carrion beetles clean our environment?
By these names?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Why, Abdullah? Yes, it's okay. Let him speak out his mind. Yes,
It's,
Abdullah.
and when the insect dead, it's burying or carrion.
Yes.
It's يعني
So whether it buries or whether it's like help decay or help with the decaying of the
Yes.
body, does it help cleaning the environment this way, Abdullah?
I think no, Mister.
It doesn't help. So the burying beetle doesn't help cleaning the environment.
No,
Okay.
no,
Yes.
it's help cleaning, but
Uh-huh.
by these names, burying and carrion,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Why? What is it that you made you say that?
Mr. Carrion, it's
Yes.
like
Decaying
decaying.
flesh. Yes.
Yes.
Flesh
when
like
it's
lahm, like like the meat from a
when,
body. Yeah.
and burying
Yes, burying like يدفن.
دفن
دفن. Yes.
وكارين like يعني I will say it in Arabic الجيف.
الجيف. يا سلام عليك يا رائع.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Abdullah, sir.
Yes.
Given what you know, what you have learned now, what do you think? Do you think these names suggest the job that these beetles do to our environment, which is cleaning our environment, or not?
I didn't understand the question.
I'll help you out. Is it Abdullah?
Yes.
Yes.
So if there's a dead animal on the ground and this beetle puts it underneath the ground, would that make the ground that we see clean?
Another animal is dead, right?
Yes,
one
a dead
animal
animal, yeah.
Dead
While the animal is dead,
This-
yeah, or decaying.
this-
Its body is
I
decaying.
understand now.
Now you understand?
Yes, I understand now.
So if we look at the environment, it looks clean because we can't see this animal anymore because this beetle has taken it into its hole, or and we can't see it anymore. So yes, on these terms, burying and carrion or decaying, we can assume that this beetle is cleaning the environment.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So do we assume that the names suggest the jobs that it does to our environment? Let me move to Ahmed Al-Inazi again. I'm going to give you another chance to respond, Mr. Ahmed. Ahmed, are you there? No, he's still not there.
He's not here, mister.
It's not in the room, mister.
He left?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe his mobile is.
Left the class. Okay. So I'm going to pass the question to Abdullah Al-Garni. Abdullah Habibi.
Yes.
So do you think the name given to the American burying beetle suggests the job that it does to our environment, which is cleaning our environment?
Yes.
Yes, I love you, man. Thank you, Abdullah. Yes. Who was reading?
Abdullah
Al-Inazi. Yes, Abdullah. Can you continue reading for us, please?
Once this beetle lived in forest and scrub grassland habitat.
Yeah.
Any place where there was carrion of suitable size and soil suitable for burying it.
Aha. So that's what she does. What they do. What the insects do, right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Abdullah. I'm gonna move on to Abdullah Al-Garni Habibi. Can you read for us, please?
Yes.
Yes.
From maps.
We stopped here in 30, in 35.
In 35 states throughout temperate Eastern North America.
Yeah.
But by 1920, population in the East had largely disappeared.
Yes, very good.
By 1970, population had disappeared from Ontario,
Kentucky.
Ohio.
This is a state in the United. Is it a state or a city, Mr. Anthony?
It's a state. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC comes from there.
Yeah. Okay. Hence the name.
Ohio.
Yeah.
And Missouri. And during the 1980s, the beetle declined rapidly throughout the American Midwest.
So we can say here, Mr. Anthony, that the author is introducing us to a problem here. So we talked about the burying beetles. We talked about insects in general, and how some people are for and some people are against insects, are afraid of insects. And then she introduced us to the American burying beetles. And then she introduced us to an expert who is calling for saving these insects. And now she's introducing us to a problem here.
Mm-hmm.
right?
And yes, and what's the problem? Let's ask. Let's go to Muhammad Rafa. What do you think the problem is?
Yes. Hello.
Yes,
Yes.
Muhammad, we can hear you, love.
Right. Great. Do you want me to continue?
No. Yeah.
I want you to answer. What do you think the problem is here?
Wait. Let's see. I'm sorry because I just went to the bathroom.
No problems. So look at the last few sentences. By 1920, populations in the East had largely disappeared.
Okay. I think the problem here is the environment is not suitable for the population. That's why it disappeared.
Okay, so we can assume that maybe the climates or the temperate had changed, or maybe the environment or their environment may have changed.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and we can assume that beetle declined rapidly throughout the American Midwest. So that's a large portion of the middle of America. And therefore, the problem is that these beetles, this guy's is interested in saving them, and he's explaining them how they are declining in numbers.
So because we have been informed that they needs to be saved, but we didn't know from what's the danger that is facing them to be saved of, right? We didn't know before this paragraph, did we? Mazen,
Yes.
what do you want to say?
I was going to say that maybe the disappeared and the population starting to disappear because what the environment is doing by using the chemical.
Yes, very good.
pesticides.
Because we have been introduced to this problem before, Mr. Anthony. Do you remember when we talked about chemicals and how the use of chemicals destroy not only insects but also other creature in the food chain?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. So now what are we trying to do here, boys? We are trying to make connections between what we have already read and what we are reading now, right, Mr. Anthony? And
yes.
this is a very good skill I want to develop with you boys, to try to make connection as well as try to make inferences. You see what I mean, boys? So these are also these are all skills for a good reader. What other skills can we learn here, Mr. Anthony?
Critical thinking, maybe. Some use of understanding understanding the context and
even the characters yes. And even the why we ask ourselves, why would an author use this, why would an author do this, and why would a character say that? This also critical thinking, Mr. Anthony?
Of course, yeah. If you understand why the author might be introducing new information or characters because they have a point, you have to try and understand their point or why they are trying to let you as the reader understand their writing.
All right. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I think we are running low of time. Anthony, would you like to say anything before we finish this class today?
So boys, I would like to let you know that I will be continuing our lessons from afar. I have a flight booked back to Australia for Wednesday morning. And so when I arrive, I will be in isolation for 2 weeks in a hotel room because Australia is advising everyone to be put in hotels once they arrive. And therefore, I will try my hardest to join our lessons up until the end of the school year. So please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions or you would like to even just have a chat. You can contact me on WhatsApp, and yeah, I look forward to continuing our education. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to join your class this year. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Thank you, guys. Any questions before we leave the class, boys?
No, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Thank you.
So
Thank you, Mr.
your
Anthony.
participation is
Thank you, guys.
is really valued, boys. All right. So don't worry about your grade, but please keep it up with your participation, and inshallah, I'm not gonna let you down. All right, Abdullah, Abdullah Al-Hidaythi, everyone.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you vote for the class before you leave, please?
Yes.
Any suggestions? Abdullah Al-Hidaythi, are you there? All right, thank you. Okay. Thank you very much, boys. I'm gonna have to end the class now. Any questions before I leave it?
No,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mr. Anthony.
Thank
See
you,
you
Mr.
in
Anthony.
grade 8 class.
Thank you,
Great.
Mr. Anthony.
Thank you.
See you guys. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.